Okay, I like it. Welcome to the podcast, Youth Without Drugs. What is that? Mr. Hayatuddin Mustafa Yatman. Youth
Thank
Without
you.
Drugs. How is that possible?
Mm. We want to have a world where we have youths that are not into drugs
What
and they are
what
expressing their
is the
talents.
possibility? What a dream.
Mm. It's possible. It's possible. I, for one, I believe that impossibility is doesn't exist.
Mm.
Doesn't exist. If we can work at it, of course, it is possible. We can get our youth to stay away from drugs and lead a meaningful life.
How did you come about this initiative?
Well, it started when I came across a friend of mine
Mm.
who is into drugs, and he had so much in him, carried a lot of giftings, he has talents, he's a creative, but the drug thing is just messing up his life
Oh.
before I met him. So after I met him, what I did was to accept him the way he was.
Mm.
I don't try to judge him.
Okay.
I allowed him to be himself, to continue what he was doing, because he was already into it anyway. So what I just did was to try to attract him to me. Then gradually I began to drop the messaging of, well, you can actually do without these things. And then we try to hang out together. Little by little, he began to pick some positive habits to replace the the drug thing that he was into.
Okay, sorry. For the sake of clarity, I like to think when we say he's into drugs, that's the abuse of the drug.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry, you
Yes.
can go on.
Yes. He smokes, he drinks alcohol, takes weeds.
Okay, wow.
So
And he abused it
yes.
because I like to think there is a medical side of all these things if you don't abuse it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly. So I will say he abused it. Why? Because it's not as if it was a doctor that recommended it to him to be
yeah,
taken.
yeah.
And of course, he was just going out there to take these things on his own, probably because he felt there are some triggers that he will experience whenever he takes these things. Like he told me that whenever he wants to do a presentation, and he is talented,
Mm.
so whenever he wants to present, he said he normally take drugs, so he will be able to get inspiration, according to him.
Wow.
So I tried to attract him to myself, and then gradually I began to educate him that this is not the right way to go, and this is the positive side of things. And if he can look into the positive side, he will be able to lead a more meaningful life. And to the glory of God, is doing well now. There's a change of behavior,
Mm.
and he has stopped it.
Okay, so that's about your friend, and I'd like to congratulate you on that success. So how do you now intend to reach out to like a lot of people, because obviously
Mhm.
that is what this is about, right?
Yes. So getting our young people to stop abusing drug is a big fight
Mm.
because wow,
I can imagine someone that's addicted to it.
mm, there are lots of them into drugs. Lots of youths abusing drug on a daily basis. So what we plan to do is try to reach out to people of influence, people that have like an influence over young people,
Mm.
and they have platforms. So we plan to use platforms basically to pass our message. When I talk about platforms now, I mean we're going to use the media,
Mm.
starting with the radio,
Mm.
the TV. Of course, thanks to the internet, we can now use podcasts.
Yeah.
We can also use the newspaper
Mm.
to pass our message. We also plan to design a blog where articles will be on it,
Mm.
where we'll try to equip and educate them on how to stop and how to overcome the abuse of drugs.
Yeah.
So basically, those are the simple ways. Basically, education,
Mm.
and we also plan to run awareness campaigns.
Okay.
Like we plan to run awareness campaigns in the marketplace. In the marketplace, also we plan to run awareness campaign in the radio stations. Basically, just to reach out to more youths.
Okay. Um, I don't know, but have you thought of like reaching out to these people, like personally, directly? A lot of people have stories behind what is
Mm,
actually going on,
mm.
like in their lives. So is there any possibility of doing that?
Yes, there are possibilities.
Like this your friend now. It's like there's a story behind what he's
Yes,
doing. I would like to think everybody has like a story behind
exactly,
their
exactly.
situations.
Like talking about meeting them one on one. Like I was able to influence my friend as a result of coming in contact with him one on
Yeah.
one. So basically, the whole idea behind Youth Without Drugs is to get everyone involved.
Mm.
It's not just us now. We are
Yeah.
telling it to the world. We are saying it to people that if there are this kind of young people around you,
Mm.
you could also do your own bit. Try to
Mm.
engage them in a meaningful way
Mm.
so that they can stop these things. So basically, that's the way that we're trying to go with it. We're trying to get everyone
Involved.
involved. Everyone involved. It's not just our thing. Now everyone is involved. Why? Because the youth are the future, and we need the youth to be stable mentally and physically for them to be able to express their talents so
Mm.
that our world, our society can become better.
Wow. That's incredible. So when did all this start? When did you start all this movement?
It started last month.
Okay, last one. Wow.
Yes,
It's still fresh.
yes, still very fresh.
Yeah. So who are you working with?
Mm, so we're
Do you have
working
people on
with,
your team?
yes, I have a couple of amazing young people behind it.
Okay.
Like I have with me working together now, I have like three people
Mm.
behind me who are working, young people also. In
Okay.
fact, they are in the university.
Yeah.
So they join us. It's also a good thing that the whole idea came about when I started a program powered by Leap Africa.
Okay.
So Leap Africa is like a civil society group that empowers and engage young people to do meaningful work, to make impacts in their world. So I was part of a program they organized, and good enough they asked us to come up with project ideas
Okay.
on the things that we can see, on the problems that we can see around us and we can work on. So that was when the idea of Youths Without Drugs came to me, because I'm in an environment whereby I see a lot of young people on a daily basis who are abusing drugs. So I came up with the idea, draft a proposal, and the project is being sponsored by Leap Africa as we speak.
Oh wow. That's great. That's great. Another thing I would like to ask is how do people reach out to you?
Okay, right.
Let's say I'm just watching this now and
Mhm.
then I know a lot of people actually want to
Okay,
reach out maybe to know more or to just see how they can actually help or contribute.
okay,
How do they reach out?
okay. Thanks to the internet, they can reach out to us. We have an online presence right now, so
Like a
they can
website?
we have a website, and we also have a Facebook page
Okay.
where we are gradually pushing out the message.
Okay.
So they can reach us on www.youthwithoutdrugs.org.ng.
Oh, okay.
So they could reach us, they could send a message, we'll get the message, and then and reply back to them. I know there are lots of young people who have ideas for this project who would like to share with us
Okay.
meaningful ways through which we can make impact. So we are welcoming, they are welcome. Anybody that has a good idea that can share with us,
You're
we're
open
ready.
to working with
We
people.
are open to working with people.
Okay. Wow. That's great. That's great. So I know you've explained like what this whole thing is about. Do you have like a target? Let's say in 6 months, this is what we would like to do. This is the area or the spaces we'd like to cover. And then in a year, this is what we'd like to do.
Okay. Like our target right now is we plan to like reach out to 1,000 youths
Wow.
in 2 months.
Wow.
We plan to reach out to
That's
1,000 youths
that's a lot.
in 2 months. So that's our goal. That's our goal for the now. And then after the project, we also plan to spread the message nationally. It's not just where we are now,
Mm.
but we want it to go everywhere. We want to be everywhere
Oh.
because we know there are lots of youths in Nigeria who are in different states.
Mm.
So we want to reach out to them as well.
Okay. Reaching out to youth and people that abuse drugs and substance and then are in a situation that is not actually helping, a lot of them must have lost a lot.
Mm.
Some of them they have lost a way of livelihood,
Mm.
they've lost jobs, they've dropped out of school.
Mm.
Now reaching out to them to stop or get them to try and reduce or maybe eventually stop.
Yes.
Do you have like a plan for them after that?
Okay. Like one of the problems we identified when we noticed that lots of young people are into this act
Mm.
is the fact that unemployment is also causing it.
Yeah.
A lot of youths are not engaged, and then they said an idle mind is the devil's workshop, right?
Yeah.
So we also plan to, for the now, we're trying to like raise awareness,
Mm.
but in the latter, we're planning to like set up, get partners, like partner with skills labs,
Mm.
like people, artisans, professionals that can engage these youths in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Like some of these youths have talent embedded in them. It's just for them to get
True.
to the right person that is going to show them the right path to follow. So in the latter, we plan to like get these youths that are interested in picking up skills,
Yeah.
try to connect them with skills lab. And when I say skills lab, these are companies around us,
Like
like
acquisition center.
like skills acquisition centers.
Yeah.
Yes, skills acquisition centers. So we plan to connect them, reach out to skills acquisition for those that are passionate about tailoring. We match them with someone that can train them. For those that are passionate about graphic design, we try to like
Mm.
connect them. For those that are passionate about programming, building websites, we plan to connect them with people that are doing it so that they can get empowered. Once they are empowered,
Mm.
they can be able to begin to solve problems themselves and then start to lead a meaningful life.
Okay. Um, I know we've also highlighted this before now
Mm.
about reaching out to people, and you've said the internet and the media space as one of the major ways you would like to use and
Exactly.
exploit to get to people. There's a lot of people that are actually into drugs and substance abuse, and they don't really have access to the media.
Mm.
So how do you reach out to these people?
Okay. Like I said earlier, that we have a target to reach like 1,000 youths,
Yeah.
right, in 2 months. So one of one of our ways of reaching out to those that are not to those that don't have access to the internet is we plan to do community outreach programs whereby we'll go into a community,
Mm.
try to engage with the community leaders that
Mm.
okay, this is why we're here and this is what we want to do.
Mm.
So after that, then we'll try to like gather the youths and engage them in a meaningful way. That okay, this is what we're here for, and this is what we want to help you with.
Yeah.
So those are the ways we plan to reach out to those that don't have access to the internet.
Wow. Thanks to your friend. The one that was on drugs. Yeah, because he has actually opened like this whole thing.
Portal.
I would like to think he's the reason behind all these things, or probably maybe you have the dream before, but then he's triggered it in a way.
I never had the dream before. He just was the one that triggered it.
Oh,
Yeah. It was just the one that triggered it.
blessings to him.
But one thing I know I have in me is I like to create change. I
Mhm.
like to see people lead a meaningful life. And that was where the inspiration just came from. Wow, okay, we could have youths without drugs. There are lots of youths with drugs, but what about let's have them without drugs? According to himself,
that's
it was the
interesting.
drug that was giving him inspiration to do presentations, to become creative, and all that. So we still have people that are doing exceptional things without taking drugs. So
True.
we want to have youths without drugs.
That's very interesting. But let's move away from the drug a little. How did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in a community.
Where? Where did you
I was
grow up?
born in Jos,
Oh, okay. Wow.
Jos Plateau State. My primary school, Jos. Secondary school, Jos. It was my university that brought me to Bauchi State. Yes.
Okay.
My
It's
university.
beehive. That's what we call it. It's
Okay,
beehive.
beehive.
Yeah.
Okay, Bauchi is beehive.
You don't even know.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm just getting to know.
All right.
Wow.
It's all good. It's all good.
Why do they call it beehive?
It's bee. It's beehive colony.
Okay.
Yeah, we are always making noise. So
Mm,
bees, buzz, they make
okay.
noise, and
Mhm.
the whole place is the colony.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like
Beehive.
in just to say J Town. Yeah, we call it beehive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's by the way, Sha. So like
Growing up, I could remember that I love playing football. Yes. I
okay.
love to play football. Then I love to play computer games. And after secondary school, I discovered that I like to work with computers.
What did you study?
I studied chemical engineering.
Okay, that's far from computers.
But then I believe everything is connected to the computer.
Yeah,
The age that
yeah,
we're in,
actually,
anything that you're doing, you could always find a space, find a niche. As a computer literate, you could go into any space and become relevant and add value to them.
True, true. Wow, what an incredible journey.
Mhm.
Are you married?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So I just felt like people would like to know a little more about you,
Exactly.
especially with this
Mhm.
great initiative, Youth Without Drugs.
Without drugs.
Yeah, it sounds impossible, but then a lot can be done, and I love that you say you don't really believe in impossibilities.
Exactly.
Everything is possible,
Exactly.
especially if you put in like effort and
Yes.
try to do it. Yeah. So I'd like to thank you for making our time to come here and then talk about this and yourself a little bit. I think you should come back another time
Of course. Of course.
after maybe reaching out to that 1,000 people. Let's hear the story, because I believe there's a lot of story, because you come in
Exactly.
contact with people. I'm
Exactly.
so interested in hearing the
Exactly.
story.
Mm.
Like
Exactly.
like your friend says, he barely can do anything without taking drug. It inspires him.
Mm.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot from a couple of people, but
Mm.
I don't actually believe that you actually need to take something.
Before.
Yeah,
Before you can express
it's like
yourself.
using performance enhancement, and
Mm.
I don't know, Sha. It's just
In
my
the end, it's detrimental to health.
yeah. It's just like in the Olympics, like if they find out after maybe 10 years or 20 years that you were actually using performance enhancement, he will strip you of your medal or anything.
And a lot of people will be disappointed because they had believed so much that.
Actually, you should be disappointed in yourself too, if you already are not. Yeah. So, Mr. Hayatuddin.
And of course, whenever I engage with people
Yeah.
now, I also try to tell them to join us, join us in the fight. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
hoping you will join us,
But yeah.
and your team are going to join us,
I'm with you.
so that we can make the change.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't actually support the abuse of drug or any substance. I just feel like it's not the way.
No, no.
Yeah, it has actually done more harm to our youth
Mm.
and even the society in general, and the way they perceive all these things. There's the way they relate it to the youth, and it doesn't speak so well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it rub off like to rub off everyone.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah. So actually, it's our fight, all of us. I mean, this with you. Yeah. Even though I don't really have like a proper structure like this, but then thank God for you. You have everybody can queue into it and try to reach out. I am always available for this
problem.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for hosting us.
We should do this like more often.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you could come with some other person.
Okay. We're looking forward to a day where we'll come with someone that we've been able to change his or our life as a result of our project.
That would be interesting if they are actually open and willing to share their story.
Very soon, I believe. I told you, youth without drug, it's not an impossibility.
True.
So of course, we'll come here with people that
I like
changed.
your faith. I like your faith.
We'll come here with people that have changed, and we'll get them to share their stories.
All right. Until then, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting us.